Have you ever heard someone say, I am obsessed with whatever, and you just assume they're the most annoying person in the world? Well, I am obsessed with McRibs. No, wait. I am obsessed with the GW map. Welcome back to Miss Junk's Bits. It's great to be here. I'm sorry it's been a while. I had a few, couple emergencies came up. Just a couple, no big deal, no big deal. I'm out here, there's had to climb out of the window saving a family of cats from a fire. But that I started. Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. I did not start the fire. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. No, but I had a family emergency. I was also been doing a lot of traveling, so I've been away. Anyway, today I want to talk about the GW map, and I spend so much time looking at this map. I am absolutely obsessed with it in every way possible. I keep looking for new things. I keep looking for for changes maybe. It's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. I'm not a doctor. It might be healthy. I don't know. But I'm looking at a lot and I'm seeing so many cool things on there. And I think like I'm trying to do what you should never do and sort of read the tea leaves by what you think Games Workshop is doing with this. Like the first of all, the things that really pop out to me, obviously Kislev is hugely represented here. Norsca is represented here. In the north, there's a lot of chaos monoliths. There's also chaos dwarfs, which is cool. Like over to the east, there's more like a hobgoblin sort of little section. No, so little I don't know what you'd call it, reference. So there's a lot of cool things in there, and also like they fleshed out Talia, Astalia, and all that stuff. So I think Kislev is obvious. I think everyone's saying Kislev's coming. It makes sense. They have it in Total War 3. It looks great. It's something we haven't seen before in years, and I think it would be absolutely wonderful. That's pretty much definitely. As for Norsca, I don't know. I'm just not excited about it. They've spent the last 20 years turning Chaos Warriors into Norsca, essentially. Like even in Total War 3, like Norsca, they worship the Chaos gods. They have marauders, horsemen, warriors. They have a frost giant instead of a chaos giant. They have frost trolls instead of chaos trolls. I mean, it's just they have skin wolves. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, they're just I don't know. It makes no sense. I mean, if I had everything I wanted, and then they're like, "Look, we have to do a Norscan army," I'd be like, "Fine, just make a Norscan army from before Chaos invaded." That way, maybe they have their own Norse sort of gods. They have their own creatures, like the mammoth that they have is cool. Maybe they could have a bunch of things like this. That would be kind of neat. But if they're just gonna put out another Chaos army and call it Norsca, it's like, I'm not really excited. The other potential thing, though, maybe when they put out like some sort of compendium, some sort of like when they what they're calling the Old World 1.5 or something like that. Maybe there's a faction called Norsca, which is a faction of Chaos. That would be kind of neat, and maybe some new models. But in general, it just doesn't do a lot for me because I feel like we've seen it, and there's nothing too original about it. I could be wrong, maybe not. Chaos Dwarfs, the fact that there are a couple little places here, like the actual Chaos Dwarf symbol is on the map. And Chaos Dwarf is not an AOS. They could bring them in. I would not be surprised to see Chaos Dwarfs. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we will. I don't know. I would also, with all the chaos signs, if you look at like I've been looking at each individual, these little monoliths that they have all over the place, and it's obvious that they're talking about the chaos gods. There'll be one that says like the gallows tree. Legend says that the followers of the carrion crow flock to this warped and bulbous tree, a fetid landmark. I mean, it goes on and on. It's a plague, decay, bloated demons. I mean, it's a lot. Like clearly, Nurgle. I'm gonna go way out. And something called the Wrathgate. Is that not corn? Um, a shifting monolith that disappears and reappears. That's almost definitely Tzeentch. There's something you're talking about, like um, causing this monolith to rise and thrash like a beast in agonizing pain, which sounds a little Slaaneshi to me. I know they are supposedly not I think they're into pleasure. I think they like to be spanked. I think they're, they don't mind. Yeah, they have a safe word. You know what I mean? So agonizing pain. I think it's for Slanesh. I'm not sure what their safe word is, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's vanilla or something like that. I don't know, but there's a lot of these references. I hope that means like potentially like demons, chaos dwarfs coming back in. I could see that. The demons is in every single game, so there's not really a copyright problem. Chaos dwarves are not in AOS. We'll see. The one thing that I really, this is next level conspiracy, future reading, hopeful wish list type stuff. This is, you can call me an insane person. You can say I'm absolutely nuts for thinking this. You can say I'm absolutely nuts for being tied to the gallows tree with bloated demons while I'm being whipped in agonizing pain. You can call me a freak. That's fine, vanilla. But so maybe like the way they bring Cathay into it with a novel and other things, and potentially bring Ind, Araby, Nippon, whatever, and all these things in it is through this Marco Polo character who sort of in the book gives a little bit of lore. And then they can come in slowly. And then the map would expand along this sort of the Silk Road where he traveled. And that would be, a good way to give lore, cash out new armies, work on it that way. Um, and it's been done similarly. Like they have done something similar. I think it was fourth edition. They had a character like that, and that's where Lustria came from in the Lizardmen. But his name was Marco Colombo. They're really not trying with these names. They really just, there. I'm surprised there isn't a character from Talia called Waluigi. Um, but anyway, like, and as for that character. Like everyone's saying Dogs of War because there's Talia, Estalia, even the Hobgoblins are part of the Dogs of War with I think I can't remember his name, Aga Khan or whatever, but the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. But what if there was like instead of all these separate armies, what if there was sort of like a Byzantine type empire, with and all these areas were part of that empire, so you could have an army based on that. Like the Byzantine Empire it was Spain, Italy, Greece, Turkey, North Africa. And all these places are in like the map, Estalia, Talia. They have like where the Tomb Kings are in the north. They talk about them a little bit. Um, what if that's the next potential for an army? This is way out of the box. It's a little crazy, but it's just an idea. I think some of those things, I definitely think they're going to have a character that explores Cathay. Almost, I mean, they're going to, right? Maybe. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Um, as for anyway, that's all I have about the map. But if you haven't checked the map out, do it. Let me know what you see, and let me know if you find something that I missed that's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I like looking at it. I can't wait for it to change and update with Cathay. One other thing I noticed in the map, though, is that, or not the map, but actually the website, the legacy factions are now called the legend factions. I kind of hope that means like, that little change, like it feels like maybe they're finally accepting the fact that people aren't going to stop playing them, you know? I mean, it feels almost like a redneck coming to terms with accepting their gay son. Like they're no longer saying like, well, that used to be my arm, that used to be my son, those used to be my armies. Like it feels like they're actually thinking about them in a different light. Could be wrong. As for my ogre army, I've been working on that a little bit, but not a lot because I haven't been here. But I did make a quick sketch of what I want the man eaters to be. Like the man eaters in the ogre books are essentially these ogres that went out to other areas, worked as mercenaries, picked up different skills, and came back. So like there's a cool model with like an ogre with like dressed like a ninja, with ninja stars. There's like, no, there are a bunch of different ones. So are ogres that had to work retail jobs. So they picked up different skills at these retail jobs, more like weapons. And so they're sort of like I'm making them look kind of like Albion Giant slash zombies, only the size of an ogre. So I'm gonna have like a fast food or a fast food guy from the food court. I'm gonna have like a punk kid from the record store. a goth girl from the Hot Topic, all these things. These are going to be my things. So I made some sketches, and I've been doing almost done with one of the first sculpts. So that's coming up. And then I also almost finished painting the first Scourger. So next week, hopefully, I'll have some of that sort of stuff. Yeah, and I've also been thinking about what to do next year when I come up with an army. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a Naga type army, like a Snake Man per people. Like I played Ultima Online years ago, and they had this whole like this group like Ophidians you can attack, which are like basically snake people. Coolest, scariest army ever. And I kind of, even though I don't really like, I'm not a snake person, I know I look like I own reptiles because I have trouble with personal relationships, and something about the cold-bloodedness soothes me. But I don't actually like snakes. But that might be next, and then but we'll see. And if I did that, it'd be next year. Maybe it'd be like Slaanesh, but again, maybe I shouldn't be thinking that too far ahead. I should be working on my ogre army. In fact, I should do it right now. All right. Tell me what you think. Tell me what's on your mind. And if you had anything you could wish for that maybe you haven't seen yet in Warhammer, that what you would love to see, let me know. I think that'd be cool to talk about. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And that's all I got. Hopefully we'll see you next week, unless another emergency comes up.